Hey folks, Polytopia John Mann here with another matchup. In this game, it is myself as Bardur against Imo. Now, Imo starts this out. I'm going to skip through the first 5 rounds. Have you ever seen a Polytopia stalemate? I haven't until today. So let me show you what happens when you reach stalemate in a game and how it can just go on forever and ever with virtually no movement. So let's start playing this. Alright, so let me pause here. At the end of round 5, what we've got is Imo with two cities, right? They've upgraded both of them twice. And myself as Bardur, the loads, with 1 city, 2 cities, and I've upgraded one of them twice, right? So they're definitely in the lead at this point, even though I'm ahead in points. I think I'm just ahead in points because I captured the ruins right here. Again, let's keep watching. The early game here is pretty straightforward, right? It doesn't happen until turn like 8 when we actually start fighting. So turn 7, he captures his 3rd city, gets a growth, which makes sense. If you notice here, he has all this, we'll call it real estate, on the water here. And this becomes important for his side of the stalemate. He's going to absolutely dominate the water. And when it comes back to my turn, you'll see why he completely owns the water the whole game. Let me just pause for a second, go back. It's important to recognize something here. If you notice, 1, 2, 3, and there's one over here too. None of it has any access to this lake that's happening in the middle here, right? So it would be a good decision to update maybe this one. Actually, that one's give me the border growth I need. So maybe this one might give me the border growth up to here. No, it wouldn't. It would give me here. And all this, it might even give me all the way up to here, but there's actually no room for me to get onto this main lake up here, right? Again, this becomes very important later on. Let's keep watching. So it's turn 8 when we actually finally meet. I upgrade my city up at the top here twice, right? Really pushing the economy. Right, I'm getting 12 stars per turn. It's turn 9 or 8 on that last one. So I'm not doing so great because I want to hit 30 stars per turn by turn 10. So I now discover fishing. And the goal there is I might be able to use some of this water real estate to put some boats on the water. I don't know that boats are going to be that important right now, but I end up using this fishing to get the fishes here, right? So at the moment, nothing seems too weird. Let me just pause again. Like I mentioned, all of this water real estate, he doubles down on ports and stuff. Like he already has units, ships on the water, and I have nothing on the water. This is very important for later. Watch how this stalemate happens. So I upgrade my second city right up here. Get the reward. Capture the city down here at the bottom. Go for the workshop upgrade. Now that actually was a mistake. I don't know if you saw that. He partially upgraded his second city here. You just so you're aware, you can always just not upgrade a city, right? You don't have to spend all your stars per turn. I make the same mistake all over this round, right? This is a sloppy round on my part. I think this person played very well, but on my part, it was very sloppy. So back on my turn, I discover a. Hold on, let me pause. I discover this city up here, right? Or this village. I discover mathematics because there's going to be a good opportunity here and here to upgrade both of these cities. And I start moving towards this ruins. Not that ruins is going to help much, but let's keep watching. So he upgrades his second city, gets a giant, goes for the border growth. I upgrade, get population growth, go for the giants as well. Always that dub upgrade. Get the giant down here as well, or there it is. Population growth. And the giants. Now I have two giants, right? Let me just pause and go back, or let me show you what I'm seeing right now. At this point, I've discovered almost all of the villages on my map, or on my side of the map. And out of all of them, the only two that can put boats on the water is this one and this one, if I get the border expansion. And that's super important here, right? This is a huge mistake, as I'm already seeing he has ships on the water, right? And I'm already seeing that there's basically this lake in the middle of us, cutting us off. And so this map will be determined entirely by who owns the water. Otherwise, we're both going to be stuck fighting over these bridge areas here and here, right? And so let's actually watch what happens as the rest of the game turns out. We're turn 13 right now, right? I'm getting 20 stars per turn, and he's getting 20 stars per turn, and I'm getting 21 stars per turn. So I start getting catapults because I know that he has stuff on the water, and in order for me to get rid of those ships, I'm going to need some range to do some damage. Now, it's important to remember that a catapult can take out most ships, or any 10-star unit, 10 health unit. So he's probably going to start putting defenders on the water, which may take 2. But that's just going to cost a lot more stars than it cost me. Let's keep watching. Get the workshop up here at the top. Back on his turn, he gets a pirate ship and starts putting some units in. Discover strategy. Like I mentioned, where he's going to start putting defenders on the water. There it is. Defenders are cheap, and they have 15 health. So back on my turn, I now see that he put a unit here, right? And this is really where the stalemate starts, right? So as you saw, I have 2 catapults here, and whatever he puts down in terms of units here, he doesn't like it. It's going to get destroyed by catapults, basically from this point forward. I upgrade the city at the top, and this is the mistake. Hold on, I don't know if you saw that. Population growth up here. Big mistake on my part. Hilarious mistake. Ruins the whole game. This one instance of like muscle memory, or maybe I just wasn't thinking. Who knows? But at this point, there is 0 chance for me to get anything on the water. So in theory, I could capture this spot up here, or if I capture this spot down here, I can get 1 unit, maybe 2 units if I'm lucky, but most likely it's just going to be 1 units on the water in a turn. And then, in theory, I might be able to get 1 here. I couldn't really get 2 because this isn't going to be fast enough to go over the mountains, right? So let's just keep watching here. So So he destroys my my units over here, starts getting these battleships on the water. I capture this this city right here, upgrade it once, back to his turn. Because he puts another unit down here. So at this point, he's going to try and get units on my side of the map. And what he's going to find out, and this is his end of the stalemate, is that I have way too many catapults already, and unless he bombards a bunch of units on my side of the map all at once, there's no chance. Right? Again, he tries here, which again, he's going to find on the next turn, everything he lands dies in one turn. Discovers philosophy. That, let me pause. I don't know if philosophy was a good move here, right? I go in a different direction later on. Rather than going philosophy, I go with spies, right, as kind of a Hail Mary, and you'll see how that kind of turns out. But I don't think philosophy was the best move here. So I destroy his one unit down here, as well as his unit up here. And I capture this over here, or I attempt to capture that unit, or that space. Again, population growth. It wouldn't have made any difference in here or here. I connect all of my places up with a road. Get a super unit up the top here, back to his turn. He discovers climbing. So here's him attempting to put a defender on in the hopes of lasting more than a turn, but it's not going to matter because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 catapults, and this ends up being like 8 catapults toward the end of the game. But let's keep watching. Connect up this with roads. Go for population growth. Get a super unit down here, destroy his unit right there, get free spirit. So I'm now attempting, like I realize that there's 0 chance I'm going to get anything on the water, right? Like I've already seen him, like I see him with this battleship right here, right? There's only one or two spots I can get something on the water right here, which is really close to his stuff. He has his battleship here. I don't see it happening. So for the rest of the game, I need to now push here, right? Or I need to push up here at the top, which, because there's a mountain here and a mountain here, this is not really going to be used to push very hard because the mobility is really slow. Right? And if you look closely, if I were to get something over this area, which this area is going to be fought over, there's tons of water here to just destroy whatever I have. Even if I were to get something all the way over here, I have to go all the way around to get to a city. So most of the fight is actually going to happen down in this area, right? And it also looks like I'm at a huge disadvantage because anything I put in this area, he's got these battleships, right? And he already has. I know he has a bunch in here to basically prevent any movement. So I need to be able to move all the way from up here. Probably not this one. This one's just going to be the defenders for the rest of the game. But I need to move something from all the way back here down to here, right? Enough for him to stop looking at this city right here. You know, this city right here, so that I can actually build something there and get it on the water potentially, right? So I think last turn I got free spirit. Next turn I'm going to go for chivalry and see if I can push something in that direction. Let's keep watching. There we go. I get chivalry. He destroys the thing that was right here. So I know at this point that I'm going to be unable to push up any catapults. So the best I can do is have enough catapults, probably back here, maybe on this one, to prevent him from getting anything here or on here. All right, let's keep watching. I discover strategy, or is to get defender on here. Oh, hold on. So he starts attacking this giant right here. This giant's not going to be able to do anything. I'll probably move it back. Discover sailing, so I can now get things on the water. I get a super unit. I finally capture this one. It's not going to last particularly long. Get the workshop upgrade. Right, we're pretty much neck and neck right now. Let me pause. I had 23 stars on my last turn. He has 22. That eventually changes, but it doesn't matter how much it changes. Just keep watching. He discovers smithery. Starts getting. He gets a super unit, so he can start using swordsman. Get the population growth. So I get a super unit up here. The goal here with this super unit is to keep this as long as possible, right? At this point, I'm going to try and beat him on the economy versus beating him in normal might. So let's keep watching. There we go. He defeats this giant up here. Gets some more units on the water. As you can see, he's really pushing. He's got two battleships here. He's going to upgrade these two defenders, right? Again, this whole game is determined by who controls the water, and I don't stand a chance here. I discovered trade. This is where I'm trying to get an economic advantage over him, right? If I could have more stars, I could just fling units at him. Maybe just a bunch of knights or something. It doesn't work out, but I do beat him in the economy. At this point, I'm getting 46 stars per turn. Right? 50 stars per turn, he's at 23. Now, just pause. He's getting 23. However, this changes. If he captures this may equalize out our stars per turn. But at this point, we're now locked in stalemate, right? He can take this, but anytime he moves anywhere along this border, I have enough catapults to kill him. And on my end, anytime I try and push up enough, right, I'm not going to be able to kill enough units. He can just kill it in the next turn with a battleship. So we're stuck. Now, if you know how to end the stalemate, I'm very interested in finding out, because I had this Hail Mary thing I try out right at the end of the game, but the game ended before that, so let me show you how. So he gets two defenders, right? Defenders on my side of the map, right? Makes sense, prevents that push, right? I upgrade this place up here. Defeat all three of his units, and this is part of the economy play I do, right? So there was one battleship here, and there's two defenders there. The defenders were originally ships, so that was 8 each, plus the battleship, which is 20 stars. So that equals out to 30-something stars, and this is eventually the game I try playing. Is this economic depletion, where I just trade a unit that's cheaper for the units I'm killing. So in his case, he lost 36 stars, versus I'm going to lose this one knight here, and that's 8 stars, because I can damage a bunch of his units enough for me to take out multiple units. This is eventually the trades I start taking, and it ruins the whole game. We'll just keep watching. So he captures this down here, or enters this one down here, as well as this one up here. So I start panicking at this point. I'm pausing. I won't be able to save this one, but this one down at the bottom here, it's no problem. I should be able to save that just fine. right? As you watch, 1, 2, 3, and then I could take out his 2 giants there. I discover archery. Let me explain the logic. It's not great logic, but it's logic. The archery here was I'm just getting the defense bonus. In theory, if I could keep one of these knights alive long enough to move them into here, we can make some movement on this game. It doesn't go anywhere, but that's why I spent the money there. So he captures this one up here in the top. That was expected. Again, anything I get onto the water, he destroys. I get something else onto the water. He's going to destroy that. I move up. Let me just pause for a second. So he sees this one, but I moved a knight there. Hopefully I can move that down. Doesn't go anywhere. He destroys my giant up here. At this point, he's putting multiple units on the water every single turn. Okay, so this is the play. At this point, we're 26 turns in. This is already a pretty long game. As a heads up, it lasts for 40 turns. Right, 40 turns, and I may speed up some of this stuff because it's crazy. So here's the Hail Mary I attempt a couple times in this game. Right, I get a cloak here, a spy. Right, and the goal is if I can get this all the way around over to somewhere down here, right? Somewhere, I know this is his capital at this point, this one here, because I have, cloaks. I know I can see his capital once I discover him. So in theory, if I could get a cloak all the way around the map, into here, maybe over here, enough for him to have his battleships move back, and then I can, in theory, get a ship on the water and get some movements up here, right, and get a bunch of units on his side of the board, enough to distract his battleships for me to push a bit, then I might stand a chance here. Again, we're 26 turns in, and I now have to do this Hail Mary on my end. Let's keep watching. So I think he's seeing that this is a bit of a stalemate too. He does do a bit of a push in a few rounds here. Pause. I go for I get a second Hail Mary. As you saw, he destroyed this one. I get a second Hail Mary from here, and I'm going to try and bring this all the way around. So this is crazy. It doesn't work this time. All the way around to here. Literally, it's going to take at least 15 turns for this one to get there, right? This one doesn't work. The next one works a little bit better. Let's just keep watching. Let me just pause for a second, actually. At this point, I'm throwing the stars randomly because I have 45 stars per turn, and all of my places have bought units. And this one here is only a 3-star unit because I know it's going to get destroyed, but if it's not, then I could do a little bit of damage to one of these ships. But the rest of them are all 8-star units, and I'm like, okay, well, at this point, what can I do? Well, I could get some, what's it called? Another giant here, if I upgrade enough, but there's really just not enough stuff for me to spend the money on to move this game in either direction. Back on his turn, destroys my units on the water, of course. He enters that city. It's not going to go anywhere, but he enters it. There you go. Like I said, destroyed the one that was up here. Okay, so this is his push here. Let me pause. So there are 3 units right here, all with at least 15 health, right? So he knows that in order for him to get any kind of movement, it needs to survive a hit from either a catapult or a knight, right? So this is a good strategy. All right, let's get a giant and let's get 2 swordsmen on there, so they can all tank a hit from a knight or a hit from a catapult. But this is where I think he realized we're in a stalemate. Watch. So he did a really good push here, right? But I did enough catapult damage so that all these are now below 5, right? And now I can take them all out with a knight, which is that trade. So he spent 10 stars on 2 swordsmen, and we're not going to include a giant there in terms of how many stars it's worth. But his 2 swordsmen for my knight is still a better economic trade on my end. Let's pause for a second. Let me go back. So as you can see, I have another unit right here. Again, it doesn't go well, but I have one. Another cloak. So this is the other reason I think he's now realizing, oh yeah, we're in a stalemate. So he put something onto the mountain here to maybe see some more stuff that's going on, and basically all that he sees is just a bunch of catapults. Now, in theory, he could move something here and destroy one of the catapults, but he probably realizes this is not a good trade because he spent at least 22 on a battleship, and if he destroys one of these units, I'll then take this out. And so it's an 8 against a 22 in terms of economy. He's only getting 36 stars per turn, so he's not going to be able to afford that much in change. So let's keep watching. Okay, back on my turn. I start damaging this here. Takes it out. Take out his defender that was up here, right? And then, of course, take out his giant down at the bottom here. And then I start moving knights all up the side of the map. He gets chivalry. So this also is a good move, which ends up worrying me later in the game. But it didn't matter because he can't move a knight from here far enough past here to make any kind of difference. Right? One thing I've noticed about knights is that I think they've been nerfed a bit so that they don't move as far in enemy territory. So I discover smithery. The goal here at this point is to I've upgraded this to gotten a giant, and then I may, rather than defender, I may start getting swordsman here. Because I have the stars for it, I might as well get something that can move and attack in the same turn. He discovers the cloak up here. Again, that Hail Mary didn't work. I try again later on. We're 31 turns in. This is already a long game. And it goes on for another 10. So I'll probably just skip a bunch of these. You'll see that it's just we're stuck here. So he gets wailing and aquaticism that probably should have been done much earlier in the game. Right? Let's keep watching. Let me pause for a second. You notice on my turn, I have a cloak here. It's turn 35, right? And this cloak is going to need to move all the way over here. Now, cloaks move at most two spaces per turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to take at least 7 turns for it to get anywhere useful. Anywhere useful, assuming it is able to move the maximum amount each turn, and I don't need to like do a one movement in a turn for strategic reasons, right? So that means the best case scenario here, we're looking at a game that might move by turn 41, right? And even then, would a cloak do anything? Probably not. There we go. So this is where I get a little bit nervous. The fact that he can move something all the way over here, right, or move a knight, does make me a little nervous. However, it doesn't make any difference because as long as I have a unit here or 2 units here or something like that, he can't really do anything with these things. Now, I do panic a bit next turn and start moving them into like groups of 2. You'll see that. Oh, sorry, I'm on, there we go. So this is how I counter his knights, by just putting stuff in the way, which he might be able to go 1, 2, 3, but he can't, 1, 2, 3, 4. He could take all of these out. I don't think he does that turn. Yeah, let's just keep watching. There we go. So hold on. Remember that cloak I mentioned? That it would take 7 turns for it to get anywhere? So we're now on turn 35, and they destroyed it. Or he destroyed it. And so, if that was at this spot, or up here at 7, if we then have something that's back here, that's another 2 turns, so that's going to be another 9 turns until I get a cloak all the way around the edge of the map over to here. So at the best case scenario, the absolute best case scenario, the game might change by turn 44. Doesn't mean the game is ended by turn 44. The game might start moving around turn 44. This is why I said this is a stalemate, right? There's no way either of us can really do anything enough to move the game in either direction. And now here's the strategy. Wait out the other person. Because someone's got to resign at this point. And I've never seen a match go this terribly. I've never had a match go this terribly before because I'm in a good position. They're in a good position defensively. But offensively, nothing can be done. Absolutely nothing. So I'll just play the rest of this game out. I may comment on some of the things that go somewhere or some things that are interesting, but it's just a tie. And so whoever I played against, congratulations on Polytopia's very first stalemate. All right, let me just pause for a second. So this is where I panic. I think it was an important part of the game, but again, it doesn't go anywhere. So I see that he has 2 knights here. He's going for a knight push. So I put all my catapults in 2 lines, right, with a nice space between them, right? This way, because I see that he has knights and I have catapults, and he can just knight chain all those catapults. I space them out a bit. He ends up destroying a bunch of them because of that, but again, I'm getting 38 stars per turn, right? So it really doesn't matter. I can just get a bunch of the next game. It's not like I'm putting ships on the water. Let me pause for a second. So, it's turn 42, right? You can see that it's the end of the game. I can see that it's the end of the game. Like, both players, one completely dominates the water. I can't get any ships on there. He can't really get a knight past here, just because the movement's not there. I will continually block with a unit of some kind or a couple units. And the only thing that may have moved this game in either direction is this cloak right here. So it got past this whole area. I know that he's putting these knights onto the, or these defenders onto the water. So I could have snuck it past in probably around 8 turns and got it to somewhere somewhat important, right? But it's turn 42. That means by turn 50, we may have had a shift in the game. If I go back to what he shows here, if I had got a cloak on this city here, that would have been 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. I don't know how many daggers get generated, but it may have gotten 4 different daggers there. Now, I do have forestry, or what is it? The archery. I have archery. He doesn't. So I have archery. So those would have survived this like a night chain. So he would have had to move this unit back, this unit back. He may have had to move this back to here to attack one of them. He may have had to move one of these back, maybe here, another one back, maybe here to attack the other ones, which may have given me enough time to get some units over here, or unit push up to here, maybe, but probably not, right? Because the next turn he'd be able to move his units back up to here and destroy my whatever I put up there. So I would describe this moment as a stalemate. Now I technically won, but it doesn't feel good and it doesn't look good, and so I'm really hoping in the comments. So please let me know if you have an idea of how you could resolve the stalemate. Super interested in finding that out. If you want to watch more Polytopia videos, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.